Gruesome action sequences, heavy metal, and extreme fits of rage are just a few parts of what makes up this fast-paced action role-playing game. And while it may be rough around the edges, Werewolf The Apocalypse Earthblood delivers these main elements with shameless fun. There aren't many video games centered on being a werewolf, so let's find out why this game deserves to lead the pack in our busy gamer review of Werewolf The Apocalypse Earthblood. Welcome back to No Time Gamer. Subscribe to make sure your gaming sessions will be time well spent. Werewolf The Apocalypse Earthblood, which is based on the tabletop RPG set in the World of Darkness, kicks off with a cinematic trailer, quickly showing you the environment and some of the enemies you will be facing, from guards with guns and tech suits to mutated monsters. After that, there's a second video explaining the three primal forces from which Gaia, or Mother Earth, springs forth. All three were supposed to work together and maintain balance, though the worm has grown out of control and become a force of corruption. Many fall to its wrath, including Endron, an oil company responsible for the destruction of the environment and eventual war with our main character's tribe. You play as Cahal, a werewolf or Garu and member of an Irish tribe known as Fianna. The first mission tosses you right into decision making, as Cahal and a small group are planning to force Endron to leave their region, not knowing that the events of this mission would force Cahal to abandon his tribe and work towards righting his wrongs through the rest of the game. While watching this first cutscene and listening to their plan, we come across my biggest issue with the game: the graphics. Though the gameplay graphics are never as good as the cinematic trailers, I really felt let down. To clarify, I played this game on an Xbox One X because I haven't yet purchased a next-gen console. So I thought I'd try it out on a friend's Series X. And yes, it's better, but still not as good as I was expecting. Another thing that I found odd and eventually made me laugh was watching the character's arms moving around sporadically during cutscenes and discussions. All I could think of was one specific movie scene.
I felt like I was on a spaceship, and I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
This wasn't a huge deal, but became more and more comical throughout the game. Now to focus on Cahal. He explores and battles his way through a world that is divided into two large hub areas that are used to split up the missions. These areas are also full of collectibles to give you some backstory on the characters and lore of the werewolves. Cahal does this with his ability to switch between three forms: Homid, Lupis, and the Crynos Form. The Homid, or human form, is used for all dialogue, takedowns, and technical applications such as disabling cameras and opening doors, along with his most useful ability, Penumbra Vision. This lets you peer into the spirit world and gives you the ability to see enemies and door controls through walls, but it also shows you the location of hidden spirits that you collect to upgrade Cahal's abilities, like increasing the rage meter or improving his special moves as a werewolf. Quick tip if you're trying to collect all the hidden spirits: make sure you talk to Yifen, the forest guardian, early on. He will fill you in on a few side missions and reward you with more spirit points. Cahal will also crouch automatically for stealth, though I quickly figured out that this aspect of the game was where the Lupis, or wolf form, was the better choice. The size of the wolf played a big role. Because his height made more sense for sneaking around, it was much quicker for exploration and evasion, while his physical stature made it easy to use for air ducts to move around undetected, which is used throughout the entire game if you want to stay out of the enemy's eyesight. The last ability that the wolf has is the ability to bark, which may not sound that important, but barking attracts enemies to your location, giving you the chance to perform a stealth takedown and clear the area one at a time, rather than dealing with the chaos that follows being detected. Leading me to my last form, the Crynos, or werewolf. Easily the most fun form because, let's face it, if you're playing this game, you aren't here to play as another boring human. You are here to play as a 9-foot-tall, badass monster with the goal of causing as much destruction and carnage as possible. If you guessed combat as the werewolf's strong suit, you guessed right. Which brings me to my second and last issue with this game. The tutorial for the werewolf goes really fast, and obviously I don't want them to take forever, but they throw a lot at you in such a short, chaotic part of the first mission, from the fighting stances and different special moves, that I had to look at the controls a few times till it all sank in. The werewolf has two stances that are used for agility or heavy combat. Both are useful, but I found myself favoring the heavy stance. If you're enjoying this review, crush that like button and let us know which fighting stance you preferred. Don't worry, I didn't forget to mention the best part of fighting as the werewolf, the part that makes you almost invincible, called Frenzy. You hit harder, move faster, and take the violence to a whole new level. The only downfall is waiting for the meter to fill, but it doesn't take too long when you rack up your hit combos. I think the balance between speed and strength is almost perfect. and found myself being less stealthy as the game went on because the combat sequences were so enjoyable. The combat definitely became more difficult, but also became more fun once you were confident switching between stances and using the different special moves. Honestly, the best way I can describe the fight sequences would be to reference the gore nests in Doom 2016. All the doors are locked, the heavy metal starts, and you are surrounded by monsters. Only difference in this game is you are the monster. Sure, you're surrounded by a barrage of guards with silver bullets, tech suits, mutant abilities, and even face a boss battle from time to time. But you can barely contain your rage. So do you really think they stand a chance? Like I said earlier, the cutscenes may not have looked the best, but as a busy gamer, I really enjoyed the combat style and fast-paced story. I had a blast playing this game, and it delivered the promise of causing chaos with a monstrous werewolf. So for busy gamers, Werewolf The Apocalypse Earthblood is time well spent.